Welcome to Build to Last, the podcast where I, Eric of Maykus Homes and Neighborhoods, dive into the art of crafting not just homes, but entire neighborhoods and lasting relationships. Join me as we explore the heart and soul of building communities that stand the test of time. Welcome to Built to Last, the Maykus podcast about all things related to custom home building and development here in the North Texas area. We're very fortunate to have with us today Mr. Bubba Gregg, one of the custom home builders for Maykus Homes, and we're going to be talking to him about the stage from permit to foundation pour. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of that, Bubba, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I moved back up to the area in 2020, and there was an opportunity for me that arose that I could join the Maykus team, and it wasn't very hard for me to decide to go ahead and join the team, and 5 years later, here I am.
Well, we're glad to have you, Bubba. Now, when we get into the actual building process, it's almost like getting the permit is the gate dropping in at a horse race. Everybody's just been primed and ready to go, but we've now actually got that permit in hand. What are some of the first steps that you're going to take as a builder when you've got that permit in your hand?
Well, first off, we gotta get the site prepped, and after that, we call in the surveys. The surveyors come out and they mark the building envelope and get things ready for the concrete guys to come in and set up all their forms and everything and make sure that this house is in the exact location that it needs to be on the specified lot that it needs to be on.
Yeah. Is this usually a time frame? Are there other steps that go in while you're waiting on the survey?
Not particularly. Most of the time there's going to be a little bit of site prep as far as leveling out dirt and getting it ready for the surveyors to come out there. Usually we end up having that done by our development team or a development team. And hopefully that lot is fairly well prepared for the surveyors when we come in there.
Well, Bubba, I know that a lot of people that we've talked to our homeowners and we talk at staff about, we're waiting on that permit. We're waiting on that permit because that permit is really almost like the starting gun going off at a race. So we've got that permit. You've got that permit in hand. What are some of those first steps you're going to take once you've got that permit in hand?
So once we've got that permit in hand, we're going to go out and make sure our site is leveled out and make sure that we have all of our surveys called in and that our T-poles are installed and any kind of silt fencing or environmental protection that we need to have up goes in. Make sure we contain everything inside that lot that we're fixing to build on.
That's very good because we do want to be good neighbors to other builders if they're building in the area or our neighborhoods controlling our trash and runoff water. So that's excellent.
Correct.
Also, what about getting utilities to the house location as far as what's going to go in the slab? What's involved there?
So there we have to make sure we check our plans and we'll get with the trades as far as electrical and plumbing trades, and we'll make sure that they mark everything that they need to put in the slab and make sure that the plans match what is going in the ground.
And are we going to just trust our own judgment and trust the trade saying, yep, that's in the right spot?
As much as we'd like to, no, that's you can get into some trouble by doing that. And we've learned that, if you double check all your stuff and make sure that everything has been measured out correctly and it matches, what the plans say, then the install is a lot smoother that way. There's no mistakes made, then there's no nothing to fix down the road.
All right, very good. Now, we also eventually are going to have some inspections. Who all gets involved in the inspections on a foundation?
So the city is the one that controls the inspections on that. Whenever we get all of these utilities and everything installed in the slab, we'll come out, or we'll call out the inspectors, and they'll come out and, city approved plans have to be on site. The inspector then looks over the plans, then he walks the job, walks the site, If he feels the need to, he'll measure things out. He'll look over everything, make sure it's up to city code, and then he'll either pass or fail the inspection. And from there, if we pass, we can pour. If we do not pass, we have to fix what he doesn't like and what is not up to code, and then we can call him out for another reinspection.
We're talking about those infamous red lights, green lights, red tags, green tags. Same thing in traffic. Red stop, green go.
Man, those are the worst. The red tags we don't like.
All right. So one other thing that you will perhaps run into is one foundation is going to have piers, and then you may have another foundation that doesn't have piers. What's the determining factor there?
So on a determining factor with piers is the main factor is what is underneath the top of the ground. If in order to figure out if a house needs piers or not, we have to call in engineers. They'll do a soil density test, and depending on what their readings come back and what they have found with their skills and everything, that will determine if the house will need piers or not. At that point, if a house does need piers, those will be the first things that go in after we get the forms up.
And I think too, because of safety, we have to kind of do that all in basically one day, drill and fill the piers, because you're not allowed to leave an open pier hole.
Correct. Yeah. No, you need the inspectors will require you to do that all in one day. They don't want any incidents happening, nobody falling in holes, especially, over weekends. We try not to schedule any piers anywhere near a Friday or a Thursday, but, having people walking around sites, that is a liability.
And so you've told your customer, hey, we're going to be pouring your slab on Friday, but then you start to see that weather forecast on Thursday. Does weather play a role?
Absolutely. Weather is very key in pouring a slab, because there's a lot of factors as far as rain, humidity, and temperature that all go into curing the concrete. And you gotta play the weather, watch the weather. If there's a chance of rain, you gotta play that. And usually, if there's any chances of rain, especially heavy rains, especially spring times here in Dallas-Fort Worth area, it can be tricky.
Yeah, and we've actually had to cancel pours from time to time because...
Oh, absolutely. Hours before, not even an hour before a pour.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Bubba, we certainly appreciate you joining us and talking to us about this stage of construction. I know you're going to be back on the show talking to us about other stages of construction, and we appreciate your time, and we know you have a busy schedule.
Absolutely, Eric. I appreciate y'all having me.
All right. And same with you guys out there watching or listening to us on our podcast. We appreciate you taking the time. Please be sure to reach out to us at Maykus Homes with any questions or to see our property. You can reach us at 817-308-1155, and we look forward to hearing from you. Meantime, y'all take care, be safe out there, and we'll see you next time.